for all the essential university spending. So if you're a guest on here tonight, all we're going to do is go through what we do at Utility Warehouse. And if at the end of it, it's something you'd like to do, then that's fantastic. If it's something you don't want to do, that's still fantastic. We just ask that you pass it on to somebody else. If you've got any questions during the course of the evening, just pop them in the chat box. We've got someone monitoring that. And if we get a moment, then we will run through some questions at the end. But I'm also very conscious we want to finish on time. So I'm just going to share my screen. Can you all see that? Lovely lady, Joanna Lumley. Just give me a thumbs up if you can see that. Fantastic. So I'm just going to go through, as I said, what we do with UW, which we believe is a smarter way to earn in your own time and on your own terms. So 2020, as we know, has brought many, many challenges. And the question we have to ask is, how have you been affected? Okay. Has it been an income thing? Now, we're very fortunate that in UW, when the pandemic hit and the lockdown hit, any residual income you built up to that time has been paid since then. And it's not really affected our income in that way. Maybe it's redundancy. I'm hearing already lots and lots of people have been made redundant. My own daughter, who works for Deloitte, she's been made redundant. And the interesting thing there is they've recognized that they can now run their operations online. Okay, they've been working at home for 10 months. They've recognized they can do it online. So their operations are going to be outsourced. Okay, and all the UK staff are being made redundant in our department, which is creating massive uncertainty. And I suspect that outsourcing is going to be done abroad. And obviously there's the big factor, health concerns. You know, there's big arguments, big debates. Some people are having vaccines, some people aren't. Is it good for you? Is it good? What we do at UW is, you know, that's not our concern. But what we're trying to do is build an income so it will take care of you during times of poor health. And so these are some of the things maybe you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for a better quality of life, you know, maybe in terms of health, financial, just better quality. Time with those family members that you've not seen for a long time. You know, we've all got those family members that, you know, we've been locked down with and we've had enough of those family members, but maybe there's some family members that we'd like to see we haven't seen much of over the last couple of years. And it's new opportunities that we're looking for that's going to enable us to take back control. So as a partner, what could UW do for you? Well, there's lots of aspects of UW which we're going to be running through today. And we talked about income. We talked about the residual type of income, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. That's that royalty type income. And to explain how that works a little bit, you know, I went and shared this opportunity with some people 20 years ago. And for some of that work that was done 20 years ago, I'm still being paid today. So that's that residual royalty type income. We work very much as a team, and involved in that is lots and lots of recognition, because we recognize in the workplace we may not get recognized for the job we do, but in UW, which is totally a meritocracy, we like to recognize people for doing a good job. Personal development has been a big part of it for me. I know 20 odd years ago, I was a little bit shy, used to hide in my office, not really come out much. And now, through what I've learned in UW, I'm quite happy talking in front of a large audience, whether live or on Zoom. And that flexibility and time freedom, we run our business 100% remotely from home. So that gives us total flexibility of what we do on a time-to-time basis. And we can even be abroad sometimes, not at the moment, unfortunately, but there has been times in the past where we've gone on a working holiday, say to Portugal or Spain, and we've just run our business anyway. So the traditional way, if you're anything like me, you would have known this doesn't work for everyone, but this is typically what we learn in this country. And you leave school and start work. Now, if you come from a background like me, my parents were Jamaican, and it was all about good education, leave school with a good education and join a big company. So I did that. I got some O levels, if you remember that. I'm giving away my age there, saying O levels. And I started with Lloyds Bank of all places. So many of you will know in London, an area in North London called Golders Green. I started at Lloyds Bank in Golders Green in the 80s and started working my way up, climbing the corporate ladder. Now, back then in the days, you only got promoted on length of service. It didn't matter how ambitious you were, what qualifications you got. And during my time at Lloyds Bank, I often got frustrated because I wanted to progress and there were people ahead of me who weren't as ambitious. So I went on a couple of branches. I worked from Golders Green to Hendon. Some of you will know Hendon in Northwest London. And I went to Notting Hill Gate and ended Lloyds Bank, working for Lloyds Bank in Ealing. And what happens in that type of environment is that you work for a company, get to retirement age, whatever that is nowadays, 60, 65, 67, and then your income plummets to about a third of what you were struggling to survive on. And then for those people who have to survive on a state pension, I'm sure you'll agree it's quite difficult to do. So at UW, we think that system is broken, and we have another system where you can come into the business, you can earn income from day one, but also build up that financial security as you get older in the business. And then that income is available for you well into retirement. So looking at what most people want, we're just going to talk some figures in terms of income. So we've got a couple of forms of income. First one is the upfront income. And this is what we do. We share what we do with UW, our services, which we're going to hear about from Lorraine in a moment. And when you bring a customer to the table, the company will pay you a one-off fee for bringing that customer to the table. Now, we've got something called qualifying customers, and that a qualifying customer is simply someone who owns their own home and take all our services. And currently 65% of people are these qualifying customers. So it's not something that is only a small minority. The majority of customers that come in are qualifying customers. So you can see there, when you bring in one qualifying customer, the company will pay you a one-off £250. And so it goes on. You bring in two, it's 500, three, 750. When you get to four, something magical happens. When you bring in your fourth customer in a calendar month, the company will pay you £350, but not just that for that one, but for the other three you did that month as well. Okay. And we have new people coming in the business, sharing what we do with their friends and families. Not everybody says yes. In my experience, 1 in 2 people will take some services, and that's fine. You can build a very substantial business like that, and you can earn very substantial income. We got new people coming in and earning, you know, gathering 5, 10, 15, even 20 customers in their first month, and I can leave you to work out the income. And then the financial security can kick in, and it's in 2 ways. You can go and build a team like what we're doing here. So that's introducing others to the opportunity and helping them get started. And when you help them get started, the company recognizes you for that and pays you a smaller income in that. And over the years, Helen and I have built up a team throughout the UK that numbers in excess of 5,000. So there's 5,000 people out in the country, and whenever they gather a customer, then we get a small payment for that, like a royalty system, as I said. And we get to a situation where you can't stop it, even if you wanted to. There's lots and lots of different incomes, and I'm just giving you a flavor of some of the things that's available. So let's have a quick look at what difference this could make to you right now. So maybe you built the business, you came in, you're gathering some customers, and on the residual side, earning 100 to 300 pounds a month, you know, and that may be the difference between paying off some of those credit cards, maybe a loan that you've got hanging around, and generally just getting out of debt. Maybe it's a car payment, £300 a month. Maybe that will cover that. But the idea is you do a little bit more, you keep learning, you keep helping others, and helping others is a big part of this business. Maybe the income gets to £300 to £500 a month, Maybe that's a nicer car payment. Maybe that's a holiday once a year, or saving for a house, a wedding. Maybe, depending what part of the country you live, that's your mortgage payment or your rent payment. Maybe if you're in London, 1,000 to 2,000 is more like your mortgage or your rent, but this gives you some serious choices. And, imagine right now, it happens to be utility warehouse payday today. So imagine right now you looked at your bank account today, and in addition to whatever income you've got coming in from your job or your business, you just saw a little line there on today and it said utility warehouse, and there was a credit of £2,000. Okay, what difference would that make to you in your life and for your family? An extra £2,000 a month. And we've got people on this call today who are earning that level of income. So it's not something out there that's pie in the sky. We've got lots and lots of people earning that level of income. And how about the dream to change your life, £5,000 a month? Maybe you've built your business over several years, you've developed some leadership skills, you've helped lots of people, and you're now being rewarded at £5,000 a month. Who would love an extra £5,000 a month? Again, you're looking on your bank account today and there's that extra 5,000. What would you do with an extra £5,000 a month? How would that change your life? Start thinking about that, because whilst that's not going to happen tomorrow, that is definitely available in this business. And we got people again on the call today who are earning that level of income, and we got people in the business doing that as well. So we're also just going to look and how we build a business. You may be sitting there thinking, well, this is all very well, but I've never been in business before. How do we do this? And we simply share good news. This is definitely not a business where we're hard selling people on anything. We're simply sharing good news, and some people want to join you in that, and some people don't, and that's absolutely okay. So that's with your circle of friends and family. We will teach you through what we have in our College of Excellence, referrals. If you want to expand your knowledge and your experience a little bit more, you can do some networking that we'll teach you how to do. We have different events that you can take part in, and also social media. One thing we know is everybody knows about social media, and if you're under 25, maybe you can teach us a thing or two about social media and how to promote the business there. And generally just out and about, while you're out and about and talking and seeing different people, it's just a lot of it's about listening and understanding what others are going through, and seeing if utility warehouse can help you with that. And we also like to have a bit of fun at UW, and there are some extra benefits. There's car programs. We have 3 or 4 car programs now. We've got the BMW Mini, you can see there. I think that's the BMW i8, which you can also get. We got the Mercedes plan as well, and we got the Porsche program. So lots and lots of different cars, and the BMW Mini program, we've actually delivered over 1,400 of those minis, and it's one of the most successful car programs in this type of business. We also have luxury holidays. If you like all holidays, we do lots and lots of holidays, from Caribbean cruises, Mediterranean cruises. We've had trips to Las Vegas, India, Peru, all around the world. The Maldives is currently going at the moment. Some of these holidays are on hold in the current situation, but once you qualify for these holidays, then you're guaranteed to get them. And these aren't things you win. These are holidays that you can qualify for. So you have multiple people. I think one of the Orlando Disney holidays, over 400 people went on that. And then we have different things you can see there, Fortnum & Mason hampers that we do at Christmas, and this is just promotions for activities. We have weekend breaks. We've gone to all the major cities in Europe, Paris, Barcelona, that type of thing. And the very important, as I said, personal development, which I mentioned earlier. So that's all about the business. What I'm now going to do is introduce a very good friend of mine, someone who I met through the business, who's going to talk us through all the services. So Lorraine, are you on the call today?
Hi Lloyd, I sure am.
Fantastic. So over to you, Lorraine. Do you want to start by just introducing yourself and then explaining all about our fantastic services?
Yeah, will do. Well, first of all, thank you very much for everybody coming on the Zoom this evening. It's been a pleasure to have you here. My name's Lorraine Brooks, and I'm a senior team leader in the business. I've been in the business 5.5 years. And ironically, Lloyd, I didn't realize our path had crossed. But I started in the bank as well when I was 18.
Oh,
But
did you?
I started with in Midland Bank. So some of you look quite young on this Zoom this evening. So you may not remember Midland, but we're now called it's HSBC. So I started off as a junior secretary, and I worked my way up to the director's floor, which was very prestigious at the time. And I still work now, but I work now for a trade union. Okay, so, and I'm a mum of two, been married 29 years. So, and the reason why I joined this business was I was whinging about our bills, and my husband met someone who said I could help you save money on your bills. And I thought, well, it's a done deal. And I just joined, didn't Google anything, didn't ask any questions. I just heard the word save. And to me, it wasn't rocket science at the time. And 13 years later, I joined as a partner, and I've qualified for the holiday to Orlando. My family's been on that. We've got the brand new mini out sitting outside the door, and we've qualified for nearly all the perks that we get as incentives. And as you said, Lloyd, it's not something you win, it's an incentive that we're giving to us. So without further ado, I'm just going to talk to you about our essential services. And as you know, right now in this pandemic, everybody is already using these services. And one thing I can say is that nobody's rang us up at head office and said, guess what? I've got to turn off the electricity because I've lost my job. I've got to switch off the gas because I won't be able to pay the bill this month. In actual fact, people are using more and more of these services because we're all working from home. At least 90% of the country are anyway. So as you can see on the screen, we've got gas, electricity, broadband, landline, mobile, and insurances. And while they're not sexy, but they're essential services. And what makes us different as a company? Well, we're all under stress, we're all under pressure. And one of the things that our customers worry about is they're getting 2, 3, 4, 5 bills, whether it's via email, whether it's in the post. And we're the only company that can give our customers their essential services on one single bill. And that's what we call our jewel in the crown. We've also got a gourmet society card. And I know what some of you may be thinking, well, we can't go out and eat out at the moment. But if you're anything like me, I've just ordered a Chinese takeaway this evening for the family. And we can get money off by saying we're a gourmet society card holder, okay? So you can still use the gourmet society card in lockdown. But one of the best things that we love, and nobody else does it like we do, that's our second jewel in the crown, is our cashback card. So all you do, it works the same as an Oyster bus pass. If you live in London and you use an Oyster card, you just load money onto it and you go shopping and you pay with your cashback card. And every single month, you'll get a percentage of your shop taken off your utility bill. Now on the Zoom here, that's going to be a lot to digest and take in. But you can invite the person who invited you on here tonight, they can explain a little bit more about it. But it's as simple as that. We also give you £200 to help you switch, and we give our customers what we call double the difference price promise. And that's our price promise that we will ensure that if you take all our essential services, we'll keep our prices lower than what you were paying before. We are one of the UK's greenest energy suppliers, and how we do that is that we supply 100% renewable electricity. We also believe in, as Lloyd said earlier, helping others. That's really passionate to our heart. So we also have a charity, the Plastic Oceans, that we support. That's plastic, I should say, oceans. And we all know the importance of recycling plastic and everything else. We also install smart meters in our customers' homes. And, we're a generous company. If anybody takes our smart meter, we'll credit their account with £50 as a thank you. We always like to say thank you. And the other third jewel in the crown, which no other company does, and that's for every member that joins us, for every customer that you sign up, we will plant a tree in the community to help the environment. And that just speaks volumes. So our customers love the difference. And most of you on here would have heard of the witch. And if you haven't, if you were to go to Curry's and you were to buy a washing machine and there were two washing machines, you would buy the washing machine that has the Which logo on it. Now, Which are an impartial company and they rate companies on their standard of service and their products that they sell as well. And we've won over 27 Which Awards in the last decade, and loads of other accolades, as you can see here on our slide. Next, Lloyd. So we're trading on the stock exchange as Telecoms Plus PLC. So you can make a note of that and look us up. And that's part of our credibility of our company. And what we love about the company is we're based right here in the UK, in Colindale, North London. And before lockdown, you could have gone to our lovely shiny building that you can see on the right-hand side of the screen. And in that building, we normally have 1,500 staff that look after our happy customers. As I said earlier, we're a multi-utility provider. We're very heavily regulated by Ofgem and Ofcom. And so we're accountable to them and they watch everything that we do. So that's some credibility that you can, rest assured that you would be joining a really good company. And on the chart here, you can see we've had consistent, steady growth since the bottom here, right until the current day. So some of you may be thinking this evening, well, is it an ideal business? And the answer to that is a resounding yes, it is. Because when you come on board, you will be given a personal mentor, you'll have team support, you'll be given full training, and you'll be able to, what we're doing this evening, just like we are now, just working from home for the comfort of your home. You have no stock to buy or hold. You'll be given your own personal website and apps. And what I love about this business, and lots of partners on the Zoom here tonight, is that we have a proven success system that if you follow the training, you can't go wrong. So some of you may be thinking, how do we get started? Do I have to log into something? What do I need to do? Do I need to see someone? Well, it's really easy to get started. The registration fee is only £50 if you're not a customer. And if you're a customer with us, and we hope that you will join us as a customer, the registration fee is only £10. Now, some of you may be asking, what is that £10 for? And that covers you for your insurance and our licenses and all the training that we provide, ongoing training for free. And it's you pay a small license fee of £3 a month, and it's simple to get started. You've got a money back guarantee. £10 these days doesn't go far. What, 2 bottles of Coke cost you £10? And you're getting a lovely, fantastic business for that. And as I said, it comes with a money back guarantee. Give it a try, and if it's not for you, then we'll give you your money back. So is the time right to join now? And it's a resounding yes again, because at the moment we're all struggling together. We're all in it together. And, when you come on board, just what I would say is give it a try. You'll get income now, there's financial security, you'll get more free time, life's experiences. When lockdown has finished, we're all going to be rocking and rolling. I certainly know I am. I'm going to be hitting every restaurant and wine bar and places to go. There won't be no stopping me. I don't even know if I'll have time to work. And then we have what we call retirement and legacy, yeah? And by that is that whatever you build up in this business, you'll be able to pass it on to your loved ones. But if you're like me with young teenagers, please don't tell them, because they might get you to pop your clogs early so they can take the business over. So, but that's in all seriously, but we do. This is a lovely legacy to pass on to those you care about. So, is it the right time to get started? And again, the answer is yes. Just talk to the person that invited you on this Zoom when you finish.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that, Lorraine. And now you've seen what we do at UW. It may not be instantly, clear how it all works, but sometimes there's just that gut feeling. And what we're going to do just to end the call is just to speak to one or two people who are currently in the business and moving forward. So first of all, I want to go across the country and speak to a good friend, Lee, who's down in Cornwall, unbelievably. So Lee, can you hear us?
I can hear you, yes.
Fantastic. And can you just tell us, Lee, first of all, just what you do for a living, what your background is, and why are you in Cornwall?
Good question. Everyone says that. Okay. First and foremost, I'm a singer, gospel singer. I used to live in London, grew up in the Midlands, and then went to London, where I spent most of my time, it would seem, and I was singing with various stars in the record industry. But my husband, who was a junior doctor quite early when we were married, got work here in Cornwall. And because of the long journey, I just got fed up with my 18-month-year-old just trying to get 300 miles across England. Okay. Yeah, in the end, I could make the journey, but she couldn't keep quiet for that long. So I decided I was going to move. That's why I'm here in Cornwall.
So interestingly, as a singer and performer, we know the entertainment industry has been hit quite hard. Can you just tell me how you found UW and how it's sort of integrated in your life, and what benefits have you got from that?
Okay, so came with one child from London, but then had 3 children, and the house was too small. So the guy that came to do the energy certificate is called Tom Marshall, who some of you might have heard of. He asked me, he said, would you be interested in having an extra income if it didn't get in the way of what you were doing already? And he'd asked me what I was doing. And I perked up and I thought, well, before COVID, singing, the music industry has always been precarious. Sometimes you've got lots of work and sometimes, you haven't got any. And I thought, yes, what is it? Had a listen. And he said, I'll show you the business. I took a look at the business and realized that this was a business where people already had the product, and it was more a case of, could they have the same product for less? And I thought, well, if they already have it, this is a bit of a no-brainer. Okay. I'm not going to be having to sell this thing too hard.
And what benefits have you got from it since getting involved?
Well, what happened was then there was no music. March 2020, everything stopped. And this was my side hustle. I did it around music, and now it became the main thing. Okay. But the truth is, I have earned the most money in the last 12 months than I've earned in the several years before that I was doing it, because I was focused. People needed to save money and people needed to earn money. So it really has been a win-win for me.
Okay.
Cool. I'll still be able to do it when the music starts up again. Yeah.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Well done. Thank you very much.
And Lloyd, I just want to say one thing to Lee. When I spoke to her to meet her a couple of weeks ago, and she said she was in Cornwall and she was married to a doctor. And I said, well, you know, I just assumed, you know, didn't I, Lee, that you might have been white? And she said, no, we're black in Cornwall. I said, I didn't know there was many black folks down there.
No, I think that's what she said. Everybody asked her what she's doing in Cornwall. So moving on a little bit further north from Cornwall, I want to speak to a good friend again, Michael, who I know who's in Bristol. So Michael, do you just want to introduce yourself and tell people your background and what you do for a living?
Yeah, hi everybody. Lovely to see you. My name is Michael Earl, and I'm from Bristol. Well, I'm originally from Cardiff, actually. So I'm a Black Welshman. So there you go. Could be your first. Yeah, originally from Cardiff, moved to London, and I'm living in Bristol. I'm married to Jo, and she's a doctor too, and she's black.
Wow.
So you're getting all black tonight. But yeah, so we're living in Bristol, and my background is social care. So I was a social worker with my local authority for 12 years. And as you may or may not know, social work can be very stressful and very pressured. And the thing about Utility Warehouse, I was introduced by somebody at a business meeting. It gave me choices. It gave me the ability to actually step away from my social work career and start my new career as a wellbeing consultant. So without the actual background of Utility Warehouse there for me already, I wouldn't have had the confidence to do that. But because it was set up and in place, it helped me to make that decision to actually walk away from social care and start my new wellbeing business. And I've got my Utility Warehouse business still going along as well. So so it's not just always about money, it's about choices. And that's one of the things I love about this. It gives you the ability to make choices.
Yeah, and we've spoken, I know a lot about mental health being and well-being and stuff like that. How do you find, oddly, that having a UW business helped with that? Is it that it's giving you another focus, giving you something to also do? How can that help anyone in their mental well-being having a business?
Actually, Lloyd, that's a really good point, because what Utility Warehouse does, it gives you control as well. Now, as you know, a lot of people are losing their jobs, not through any fault of their own. You know, you just get the call sometimes, they're cutting back, and, you know, people's livelihoods are being pulled away from underneath them. Yeah. What Utility Warehouse does, having your business there in the background, it gives you stability, you have complete control over it, and the money that you earn is up to you. You work hard, you will earn a lot. If you don't, then you earn a little, but you are in control. And that is something that you can't buy these days. You can't buy that in a regular 9-to-5 job, because tomorrow you could get a phone call and your boss might say, do you know what, really sorry, we've got to cut back. Yeah. With Utility Warehouse, you get that peace of mind, which actually affects your well-being. So knowing that you've got an income there helps people's well-being. And that's one of the things I say to people when I introduce it. I say, look, it's not just about your money, it's about your well-being. So you can have a little extra income coming in. So yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you very much for that, Michael. And finally, I mean, I could talk to people all evening. It's just a fantastic to hear all the great stories, hearing all the people from our communities as well moving forward in our life. And finally, we're going to speak to Stacey, and Stacey, who's based in London, a normal place rather than the provincial places. So Stacey, do you want to say hello and introduce yourself and tell everyone who you are and what you do for a living?
Hi everybody, I'm Stacey. I work in the school. I'm an assistant head teacher, and I joined this business about 3 years ago. And I didn't join it for the additional income really. What I joined it for was for more time. And you know, I was at a point in my life where I realised that the most important thing is your family, and I just wanted more time to spend with my family, and that's what this business has done.
Excellent. And I know
it's allowed me to have the time with my family.
And I know you have a young daughter, and it's been quite difficult in lockdown and stuff like that with schooling, and even though you're a head teacher. And how has the business worked with you and your daughter and stuff? And I know you also move in home as well. How is that all able to sort of like integrate with each other?
Well, the business for me, it's allowed me to go part-time. So I've just got that time with her now. I can take her to school, which I could never do before, 2 days a week. And it's just giving me the freedom to allow me to do that, but also giving me that additional money. So now she can still do all her activities, all the things she wants to do. But on top of that, you know, the perks that come with the business in terms of the holidays. I managed to take my mum to Rome, something that she'd wanted to do since she was 18. She'd first gone, and you know, I could pay for my daughter to go to Disneyland Paris and be a princess for the day. And you know, you can't get that in any other job, to be honest. You know, it's amazing.
No, absolutely. Well, thank you very much for that. And we've come to the end of the evening, and I hope you've enjoyed the information you've got and the people that you've heard. So thank you to Lee, Michael, Stacey, and of course, Lorraine. If you're a guest on here tonight, as Lorraine has said, get back to the person who's brought you along here and maybe find out some more information or tell them what you want to do. Get started. You can get started right tonight and be sharing this tomorrow. And we wish you all, you wish yourself, and if you're a regular contributor to this group, we'll probably be back in a couple of weeks, and enjoy the weekend, and we hope to see you all soon. So
yeah,
good
thank
night
you very much.
and lovely to have seen everybody and so many people on the call and hear all your fantastic stories. It's been absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Enjoy the weekend. Bye.